You have been working too hard, and it is not good for you.
Jeannie.
It is no use talking about it, Master. This is for your own good. It is going to remain Sunday until you have rested. It will give you a chance to do all those things you enjoy.
I'm not going to enjoy anything, and I'm not going to let you do this. I'm going to put my foot down.
Please welcome Barbara Eden. Up this right here, because none of us know Jeannie's, but that's become the classic move.
Well, actually, Gene Nelson, our first director, did. And he decided, first he decided about the blink, then he decided about the arms.
Yes.
And I put in the head.
Yes. Well, look, it all works. Might I add, you look lovely.
Thank you.
Miss Eden, you're 7. Do you mind?
Barbara.
Out of respect. Okay, Barbara. You're 70.
What?
Oh, okay. What? The point is that this is good, and I'm not scared to get there.
Thank you.
Very good. You're a stunning woman, and you still look like Jeannie. When you go out to the mall and stuff, and you're not in California, like say you're in Wisconsin, and you go, do people recognize you?
In California, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
It's okay.
Let's talk about the Jeannie hair.
Yes.
Was part of that yours, all of that yours, or none of it?
Well, actually, when I started the show, my hair was about that long.
Oh.
All over.
Yes.
So I had to nail it on.
Oh.
But the tail itself was on buckram, about that big, and then they put great big pins in.
Yes.
And then they put the braid around, put the little hat on, and then 2 pieces to hide the bottom of the hat.
Yes.
And it was heavy.
Well, now how long would you be sitting in hair and makeup to get that all together?
3 hours.
3 hours?
Yeah. Because I also had body makeup.
Body makeup. Well, yeah, but listen, back then, the show started in 1965,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
how long were you on?
70. Well, it's all still on the air.
It's all, and P.S. I know. I love it when it plays in marathons. I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched. I love all that action. So now listen, the bottle.
Yeah.
Do you have the original bottle?
I have the original bottle. It's at the bank.
It's at the bank in a vault.
In a vault.
Well, do you get scared that the plumber might come out over to snake your drain and then steal it? How come you don't have it with a point light on it in the middle of the living room?
Well, it was in the office for a long time, and then people said, you know, that shouldn't be around. There's only one.
Yeah.
You know, real one.
It's really valuable.
So I put it in the bank, but it's on its way to the Smithsonian.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And I could imagine it's not fancy. It's probably like a tchotchke that was picked up at some place equivalent to maybe like Home Goods or something like that.
It was a Jim Beam bottle.
Oh, a Jim Beam liquor bottle.
Jim Beam liquor bottle. But it was hand painted. That makes a difference.
Yes, that does make a difference. So let's talk about that body makeup, because you know, back then, showing stomach was a big, big deal.
It was, but you had a lot of body makeup on recently, didn't you?
On Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you watch that show?
Oh, yeah.
Would you ever do that show?
God bless you.
Yes. God bless me.
I mean it. I mean it. That's true.
Barbara.
I love that show.
Yes.
But to do it, no.
Yes.
No.
Any celebrity that's ever been on that show, you have to give it up to them whenever you see them. Let's get back to your beautiful body and the costume. And back then, you couldn't show a navel. Now look at that, see? But you showed cleavage. Tell me, were the censors all over you? Tell me about this.
Well, yeah, they were. Actually, the belly button thing happened because there was a man named Mike Conley who used to write for the Hollywood Reporter. He'd come on the set and he'd say, "I don't believe you have one." And I'd go, "Nickel a peek." So
good one.
Prices were cheap then.
Yes. So, and nickel bought you a lot back then.
Yeah, it sure did. So he would write about it, and all the newspapers picked up on it.
Yes.
And then George Slaughter, who had Laugh-In, who produced Laugh-In, wanted to premiere my navel on Laugh-In. And then NBC said, "What? She has one?"
Oh.
You know? And it was a big deal. After that, they were so careful. I couldn't have anything that showed. It used to peek out every once in a while. wouldn't let it peek out.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 shows in Hawaii. All the girls in back of me had 2-piece bikinis. I was in a 1-piece.
Yeah.
You know,
But you showed just enough. I mean, that was one good sitcom with the silently one of the sexiest women in sitcoms on TV. Now, your new memoir, I recall back in early 2000 something or another when you lost your son.
Yes.
And you talk about it. Yes, I remember reading about it in the tabloids. You lost your son to heroin and was it steroids?
I think it was everything.
Everything.
Yeah, I think it was everything. He was hooked very young, and I speak about it a lot because I want people to realize that it doesn't matter where you live, what neighborhood you live in.
That's right.
Your child is exposed to it.
Yes.
And I don't believe in kids having any privacy.
Me neither. Amen. Amen, Barbara. And another thing, you can read more about that in her book. And another thing that you talk about in your book is, you know, and as a woman who suffered miscarriage, you had a stillbirth, carried the baby 8 months.
Yeah, because in those days they wouldn't force the birth, so you know, that was tough. That was tough.
At what point in the pregnancy were you told it was the baby was going to be still?
I had been on tour with, of all things. Oh, day the hills are alive.
The
with
Sound of Music.
Yeah.
And so how pregnant were you when the doctors told you?
I was 6.5 months.
Oh my gosh, that's torturous.
Yeah, 6.5.
Well, you know what, you guys, you can read more about that and everything else in her book. But before you go, there's talks of an I Dream of Jeannie movie. Do you want me to help you with the casting, or do you already have it sorted out in your head? Because I don't want them to mess up our show.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So what are your thoughts?
Well, I think there are a lot of very good comedians out there, but I have narrowed it down to Reese Witherspoon. I'm not sure.
She was good at Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
She can do it.
Yeah.
She can do it.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
think so.
Reese, there's another job for you. Thank you so much for being here, Barbara
My
Eden.
pleasure.
Genie in a Bottle, excuse me, Genie Out of the Bottle is the name of the book, and it's in stores now. And the entire I Dream of Jeannie series is available on box set in stores now. Don't go away. Ask Wendy is next.